So hello guys, what's up? How's it going? How you doing? In this video I want to talk about different things and one controversial specifically. And a lot of influencers have been touching this specifically topic. I don't want to sound very controversial because it is kind of channel I create a channel to share different stories and things that I really didn't expect to sound any kind of controversial stuff because I don't like that kind of thing. But even though I would believe that my perspective, my statements is about something good, I want to clear up something. What is racism? Because when you talk about segregation, you could say that each kind of race segregate each other depending on what kind of a specific situation we are talking about. When we are talking about people of color, black people specifically, you could imagine that it is much specific problem that you are talking. Now, being said that, and clearing up that, of course, people of color have been suffering a lot, and I don't want to deny that. I only want to say something very clear. The history and the culture are different depending on the region and depending on the language. And if you're not talking about that language, how you could say that this slur is with the same intentions as the same slur as you think about. I'm not denying the fact that maybe one lady or one individual is being racist against all of them. I'm not denying that fact.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
The racist thing is very different depending on the culture and the language. It's not about the same as you could imagine in United States as you, for example, you say something like South America and all the countries around. I think, for example, Argentinian people, again, are very controversial by their slurs, but their slurs are very common. They use it a lot. And I'm not talking about a word related with white. I'm talking about the opposite. So, and they say to each other the N-word like in Spanish, but not in a very bad segregated way. And you could say how that is possible. Well, it's very different depending on the region. Is like that in each part of scenario or country, depending on what culture you're talking about. The N-word is not relevant. You could say something like very controversial. No, only if you were saying directly a very big slur, you could be controversial, but you need to use cursed words, So there is no specific word to say something very controversial against black people as a very pejorative term or adjective. Not specifically, but there are words. I'm not denying the fact that do not exist racism, because of course exist, but it's different, man. It's different, the communications between Latin American people people from United States or English speakers. So I want to kind of clear up because a lot of influencers like to mix something very political and say that Argentinian they don't have any kind of representative of black individuals and they are very racist against. No, man, they are very against racism. Even the lady who spoke against speed, she was very heavily criticized by their own Argentinian people. So I don't think that Argentinians are specifically bad individuals. I'm only saying that. So that was all that I have today. Hope that you could say something to me if you want to clear up about your country, your culture, and if you want to argue against these kind of terms, I would be glad to hear about it. Now that is all that I have today. Bye.